When your kid downloads a racing game, you don't think, oh, my kid's going to go gambling.
You can't have scientists, or you have to...
We can't do science now? Are you playing games right now, son?
Nah, I'm on here. I want to be playing a game, but I'm not.
Welcome to Hardly Legal in Los Angeles. We're here at the Comedy Store. Bill, are we having a good time?
A wonderful time.
I can't wait to talk to real people with fake names. We're going to help them talk about the law, but also we have some amazing comedian guests here. We got Darren Carter, the party starter.
Ooh, I like the way you said that. Darren Carter, the party starter. I'm Darren, but the ladies know me as Darren.
Yeah, I love that. There's a little bit of bass in that.
That's right.
Yeah, you besides DJing and doing comedy, I assume DJ actually did. Yeah. Where did the beatboxing come from?
Well, I was too lazy to learn how to play an instrument. And when I was a teenager, I really liked, back when I was listening to like hip hop back in the 80s, the beats were very simple and you could kind of imitate them. And I was like, oh, wow, that sounds like the Beastie Boys, like that. How's that one that goes? It goes.
We don't have a license for that.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get.
You just got me content struck. Wow.
Talk about hardly legal. You guys, like, I know the legalities of that, man.
No,
Do you ever have trouble beatboxing if you have cotton mouth?
Usually I bring a bottle of water up there on me, but I try not to have cotton mouth, but yeah, and also it takes, people go, do you ever get out of breath? And I'm like, not really, because you're inhaling is also, you know what I mean? You're going like that. So you're doing it. We
also are joined. We're going to get back to that.
Okay, cool.
Don't think you're off the hook.
Fascinating.
You are off the hook, but you're not off the hook when it comes to beatboxing.
Yeah.
We also have Katherine Blanford.
The party ender.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Is this 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m.? When does the party end?
11 p.m.
11 p.m. All right.
Responsible party
All right.
ender.
I thought you were under 25. Now I know you're not. You are over 25.
I'm over 25. Yeah, I rent the car. I can rent the car.
Nice.
11 p.m. is fine. We've gotten together. We've conversed.
Now, are you ending a party because you had too much to drink and you broke something, or are you ending the party with a letter to the HOA? Like, what kind of how are you ending the party?
I'm reminding everybody that we have responsibilities in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going, you're sick and all of you have problems.
Yeah.
And you need to go home and get your shit together and get your family back together.
Okay, you're that friend. Okay,
wow,
the good one.
Ending
the good
professional.
one. No, but it's life coach. It's life. It's not just. We're not going to have a good time, but it's goal oriented. I relate to that. I'm the one where we're at dinner and everyone's like, "Hey, Josh, could we just not pull the KPIs out right now?" So that's a
Yeah. Well, the what?
That's what we call mushrooms. KPIs.
KPIs. It's a key performance indicator. It's a business term, and this is why I'm the party ender right there. Just the fact
Wow.
that
Just the one wearing a jacket.
KPI.
Yeah. Okay. So now wait a minute.
Dude, this is like AI.
We're getting a little crazy.
I know.
Yes. So I want to make sure we cover something very important. When people want to tune into your podcast, let's start with you, Darren. Tell us about the show you've got going on.
Okay, it's called Pocket Party because I'm Darren Carter, the party starter. It's called Pocket Party. And the idea came to me. I said, you know what? I want to do, people could take out their device. Bam, right there. We started the party in their pocket. You know, it'd be like me, a couple of friends, fun conversation, nothing too crazy, nothing political, nothing too, just lighthearted. And I didn't realize at the time my son was probably 9 or 10 when I came up with it. And it was came from a very wholesome place. And then I came to the Comedy Store around other adults that night. And I saw George Perez. And I go, hey, George, man, I just started my podcast. He goes, what's it called? I go, it's called Pocket Party. And he goes, Pocket Party, bro. That sounds like something we should do in prison, bro. Yeah. Starting a party in my pocket.
No relation to Pocket Rocket, Pocket Pussy. This is the family friendly.
Despite the connection, not a sexual.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Pocket Party sounds like party for one.
Yeah. Well, that's how many listeners I have. No.
Okay, and where do we find Pocket Party?
Everywhere. It's Apple, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever YouTube, wherever you find podcasts. If you want like a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of lighthearted talk. We will not infringe on we do no legal talk at all. So
good.
God.
Good new introduction.
And then you have a podcast, Cheaties? Is that right?
That one's done.
Oh,
I have a new one coming though.
Let's hear it.
I wanted to talk about the cheese for a second. Though.
Okay,
So this is a podcast, if I understand it correctly, where you date a man and then you cheat on him and you tell him it's a confessional. So each episode is a new man that you've cheated on. Is that what it was?
Yeah. It was called Sex on the Airwaves.
Okay.
Sex in the City.
Oh.
It was like, No, it was I did cheat one time, but it was back in high school. But I got cheated on.
Oh.
And then my co-host had a bit at the time of talking about when she was cheated on. So we started a podcast, and people would call in and tell us their
I love that.
cheating stories.
We should have
Guys,
had a
it's
cheater
about
for today.
you see. This is the problem. You're thinking. What's the saying? Think smarter, not harder.
I love it. Yeah.
Because you hear cheaties and you go, oh my God, I have to cheat every week. I'm going to be so tired. Fuck. I think smarter. I go, everyone else cheat and tell me about it.
Yes.
Oh.
No, that's
Yeah,
great.
that'd be tough to
Yeah.
be the host. It's like, finding a date and then after the date, go cheat on them and then come back and talk about it.
Yeah,
Be like,
Oh, is that hard? Is that hard?
I think that'd be
Have you ever
hard.
done a podcast in Austin? It doesn't seem that hard.
Oh, really?
Okay, wait, what's
It'd be hard for me. I
What's
think.
the new one though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the new one.
That one is called Coastal Idiots. It's me and my co-host Shane Torres because he lives in New York. And we're banking them right now. We don't have them out. We're up to 17. We've got 5 more, and it's very fun. I don't even know. This is the best way to describe it. We started filming before the show was out.
Sure.
But if you've been watching Everybody's Live with John Mulaney,
Yeah.
it's a lot like that.
Okay,
We have a lot of
yeah.
insanely stupid, silly gimmicks. We have friends come in and play characters. We just do stupid games, and we go out and we wreak havoc on the public.
Hell yeah.
It's very
so
fun.
when are we going to be able to find this?
Hopefully it'll be out in the beginning of June.
All right. Okay. Beginning of June.
Cool.
That's going to be incredible. So we've got both of them in. Now, you guys understand it's a little bit like cheaties, but no cheating. And whether you are being cheated on or otherwise.
Yeah,
but
we're gonna have some real people on.
real people. Fake names, real people.
Cheated on in life.
Depending. Yes.
Okay.
But occasionally we do get the cheater calling in and we have to call them an asshole.
And so now I'm giving the instruction through the airways to our producer who's listening remotely to let the first caller in.
Wait, can
so
I ask
we'll
you guys
see.
a question really fast?
Yeah, it usually takes them a second to get in the
Okay,
queue.
good. Because speaking of my cheaties, we always were like, could we get sued for this? If people called and told us their experience with cheating, but we always just said don't share their name. But
So-
a few times the person they were talking about would message us and be like, we're going to drag you to hell.
Well, if they're lying, then it might be defamation. But if you're just telling the truth, it's generally not a problem. I mean, truth is not an absolute defense, but it is pretty much a defense in every case when you're
Wow.
talking about personal stories. So it's in the same way. Like if you were like, hey, I'm going to tell the story about someone that cheated on me, and you were telling Darren, what's the difference between you telling Darren and his friends, Darren and his city, Darren and whatever, right? So it's just a kind of a
Right.
broader part of the facts. At least in this country,
Yeah.
for now, you are allowed to do that.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah,
really?
yeah.
I always-
And you could even drop their name?
You can.
I always was thinking just the first name, right? You couldn't do the both first and last.
No, you can do both, but there's a more practical limitation, right? Because, for example, people will go, okay, if I tell the full story, one, this person might sue me and I would have to fight them. And even though I might win, I don't want to have to deal with lawyers. Ugh,
Right.
Who wants to spend time with lawyers?
Yeah.
The
Unless
other,
it's a podcast.
right, unless it's a podcast. The
And you're paid.
other worst way is the person comes at you with a gun or a knife, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even we have to deal with that when we have people come and they're like, I want to go scorched earth. We're like, okay, today you feel that way, but after you've paid $100,000 in 2 years of litigation, you may not feel like this was really worth it.
Yeah.
Or you do something to someone crazy and they come after you. So
It's funny because like we were very heavily inspired by Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew, but this
Yeah.
is like Loveline for legal. But also, while we're not therapists, a good lawyer has to do some therapist activities. Like you have to be able to be like, hey, you have your legal options over here. Yeah, we could press these buttons, but maybe a good night's sleep and some Acer Syrah, and then like you don't want to go to war tomorrow.
Right.
So
Or
it's like
you
a-
kill them.
yes. And before that, try and eat a Snickers. So we send a
What's
lot of
a Sarah
Snickers out.
Sarah?
whatever will be.
Oh,
will
I thought
be.
that was Que Sarah Sarah.
That's the Hispanic version. I
Isn't
think.
it Que Sarah Sarah?
I think it's
Is it?
queso.
It's Que Sarah Sarah, right?
Yeah.
Was I wrong?
Yeah.
Sarah,
All right,
Sarah.
Darren, you're in this
So-
seat. Josh, take the
exactly.
jacket
Yeah.
off and sit over there.
You've had a lot of weird references already with
I
a
know.
lot of weird
I like
letters.
that
So he's
Yeah.
the early version of ChatGPT where you
Yeah.
can download
Yeah.
We were both wrong.
the
It's Hey
hallucinations.
Sarah.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
like-
it's Sarah.
What? It's
You're like the AI image when the person almost looks right, but they got 6 fingers
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
correct.
and
right.
an eye ear.
Yes, yeah. I'm the 4.0 version, much better. Yeah,
Yeah.
a little syncophatic. That's fine.
We like
yeah.
this though. It's endearing.
Yeah, we have a good time.
I like
Yes.
my lawyers misstepping.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
Well, you know what's funny? There's so many lawyers in media, right? Like Law and Order, which we The logo doesn't look dissimilar to that, but just saw about SVU on it. But but you never see people really lawyering. Like you always see people telling you about lawyering, or you see these like super Hollywood lawyerings, but you don't see like the real lawyering. So like what we wanted to do was be like, hey, there's a lot of bad lawyers that are out there, like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know so many, we could name them.
Really?
And if you subscribe to our Patreon, no. But
And we just learned you can name them legally.
Yeah.
First
as
and
long
last
as
names.
it's the truth. As long as they're really actually
A
bad.
bad lawyer.
well, it's the free speech thing, but it's also doesn't mean without consequences,
Right.
right?
Yep.
And some of the bad ones have a lot of money and power. So part of giving people a voice with this show, right, is like when you talk to us, like we're not your lawyer. That's a pretty big part of it, and we're also not charging you money, so it's like you can trust that we're shooting it straight, right? Like we don't have an agenda. It's not like we don't want you to pay us at the end of this. So it's a good place for people to start. It's educational, blah blah blah. It's an ad within an ad. Okay,
I have one more question, please.
yeah, one more, and then we're gonna get this caller,
Okay, I'm
please.
sorry.
Yeah, I love the question. It means you're engaged.
I know. Okay. Yeah. Can you give me a view of this? Can you relate the I think they call them ambulance chaser lawyers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Call da 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 and da da da.
Yep.
On the Texas Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that in relation in the lawyer world to like? How do you relate that to like a certain type of comic?
Oh my god, you want me to name them? I'll do that.
Like is that a like
do you guys look down? Are they
career-wise?
up? Are they like below you guys, above you guys, lateral?
Or
we
like
don't care.
gig wise, like what kind
Yeah.
of comic? What would that comic's gig be doing?
Okay.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
there are a lot of comedians that got really successful off of crowd work. And
Yeah.
some comedians don't like them, right?
Yeah.
But those comedians suck. Crowd work is great. I don't have anything negative to say. But it's more similar probably to like pranksters. Like if you remember, there was like this period on YouTube
Yes.
where like
Yeah.
people would do these like crazy over the top pranks, like,
Yeah.
you know, hey, I've got a gun. No, it's just a prank, right? Just something super crazy viral to get views. There was a guy, he's actually, we could talk about the Vitali guy.
Yeah.
Vitaly?
Oh,
Yeah. He's
yeah.
in trouble.
He's
right?
in trouble. Yeah, he's looking at real jail time. But like he was just out there like low level committing crime. So
in the Philippines, I think.
the ambulance chasers, what
Yeah.
they do is they get, and not all of them, right?
Yeah.
Like some of them are just good marketers. Like,
Right.
like there's some lawyers that look down at us for having this show. They're like, oh, you shouldn't be out there giving it away for free to the general public, right? And to those people, I say, meet me outside, Comedy Store parking lot. But for the people that advertise, it's very hard to have a lot of clients and a big budget and also know your clients.
Yeah, don't they have like? They're not even really conversing with them. They have a team.
A
That's
lot of
working for them.
times, the one you see in the commercial or on the bus, you know, is not the one
He's
you're
on a
actually
yacht.
working with. Correct. They're on a jet, etc. Now, that's not to say that there aren't successful lawyers who have made a lot of money because of the risk. So, for example, in a lot of these plaintiffs' cases, you have to pay $50,000 to $500,000 of expenses ahead of time and hope that you win and recover it. That's why it's that way. But at the end of the day, there are ambulance chasers who are literally going to go out there and try and get the fastest amount of dollar in their pocket and move on, as opposed to trying to get what's best for you in that particular
You guys could
circumstance.
probably franchise eventually too, right? Like
Hardly legal, mostly
hardly legal. There could
not
be
legal.
the version here in Dallas, L.A.,
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Because there was a local lawyer. I thought he was local, and then I was in Vegas. I saw his billboards there too. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like it's like a chain, like
Correct.
McDonald's.
They're
And-
moving all over. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're spreading out to try and get to new markets.
Morgan & Morgan is national. They're pretty much everywhere, I think.
And there's-
Every
And
state,
Morgan,
right?
Morgan's done. Morgan's retired. Morgan checked out.
I
And so
think-
did Morgan.
First Morgan,
lawyers-
I think, is dead. Second Morgan is alive.
Lawyers don't retire; they die. That's a big
Wow,
principle. of
really?
It's like with
being a
comedy.
lawyer.
They love what they do. The lawyers, or they.
I think
the older ones. I
No,
guess?
it's different because in comedy,
Yeah.
it's different, right? Okay, so like Seinfeld, for example, right?
Sure.
I think he's a billionaire or
Yeah.
close. Like we're
Yeah.
not pocket watching, but
Right.
the majority of his money doesn't come from comedy anymore. It comes from the show.
Yeah.
So it's very similar for big lawyers because like you build up a big brand and like you own the firm, so you're still collecting checks even if you're not practicing. So as long as you keep your license active, that's why you don't retire. You just keep collecting from the firm until you die. So it's kind of like permanent royalty or licensing, right? So,
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's like Morgan & Morgan is Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got the actors might come in, the bottom lawyers, the clients might come in and out, the staff might come in and out, but at the end of the day, they're still running the same thing every night, every week, whatnot. Yeah.
I really love the vibe. We're having a good time.
Sure.
So let's make an ambulance chaser commercial.
All right.
How about that? So
Oh
what
my
we're gonna
God,
do?
I love this. Can we do a girl?
Yeah.
You know, we were gonna do a girl because I don't think you could beatbox. So what I need is I
Yes.
need you to beatbox.
Okay.
For this
Fast,
video,
medium, slow.
we're gonna create a jingle, and you're gonna be the star. Okay.
Okay.
And we're gonna first thing, the number one rule of ambulance chaser. Do you know what the rule is, Bill?
I'm not an ambulance chaser, so I don't know.
That's true. Bill's a very good lawyer. He's a legit person.
Do you want the beat to be up tempo, mid tempo, or you want it slow? What kind of?
It's ladies' choice.
Okay.
Ooh.
Can we not do ambulance chaser though? Can it be like a
asked me.
lawyer that'll sue nail salons?
Okay, nail salon specifically.
I'm specifically offended, and it better not be my family. Okay, so if I would I'll give you an example of a commercial. So, like for example, I would be, if I was a plaintiff's lawyer, I would be the bulldozer. I bulldoze that insurance company, $5,705.72. Client got 74 cents, right? Like that little kind of asterisk at the bottom, where we go after the insurance company, we go after that trucking company, blah 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 blah. Right? So just kind of in that vibe, but you get a beatbox underneath it.
So you're not an
Okay.
ambulance chaser. You're a nail salon. We got to do a little bit more appropriate.
Do you
you're
need
ready
me to
go.
fix your
You're-
nails
you're
right
good.
now?
Yeah.
We got
Well,
to figure
I
out.
just go, sometimes you get fungus. You get fungus from the nail salon, or sometimes it's not a thick nail and it breaks 2 days later.
We need you. I'm going to send you some good recommendations.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I go, and they won't fix your nail for free. I'll get you your money back.
Your name's going to be Tammy.
Call Tammy. Call
Hammer.
Tammy and Tammy.
Tammy the Hammer.
Tammy the Hammer.
That's
Yeah.
right. Where
Yeah.
she
And
will
to me,
nail it.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
Everything looks like a nail to me. So if you have bad ones, we will smash those prices all the way back to the justice you deserve.
Call Tammy and Tammy. Tammy the Hammer.
Yeah, we got
I
it.
like
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right, we're going to, take one. Ambulance chaser commercial. Okay.
No, nail salon commercial. Go.
Well, nail salon ambulance chaser commercial. Okay.
Ready?
Beat comes on.
3, 2.
Scene comes on, and it's like, I'm a woman. Okay. I identify as a woman. It's LA. That's safe. And I go,
No, we're gonna do this.
what?
I'm working on the nails.
Oh, ow! My cuticle's bleeding everywhere. I'm bleeding out. Ah!
If you've been injured at a nail salon, then you need to meet Tammy. Here she is.
Have you developed fungi, or have you bled out in a nail salon, or your nail has broken 2 days later and they refuse to fix it? Well, I'm here to get you your money back, because everything is a nail for me, and I will smash them to the ground. Call Tammy and Tammy the Hammer.
Having fungi, you're not a fun guy.
My cuticles bled for 2 days, but Tammy got me $5 million. Thanks, Tammy.
I almost did a Vietnamese voice.
We've all done it at this
You're
point.
welcome.
You might be on SNL.
Yeah.
You want to leave your doors open.
Lauren is like, nope, scratch the name. Okay.
It is weird, though. It does feel like if you're going to do a racial joke, it helps. Like, I feel empowered doing Asian jokes because Bill is sitting here. So I
Yeah.
feel like if Bill's literally looking at you going,
You can
going
do
good,
it.
I feel like you could.
No,
Yeah.
I won't.
The problem is if we cut Bill out in post, and then it's just,
Exactly,
it's
it's
this
the
Aryan
clip.
nation
It's
over
the
here.
most
Yeah.
star.
Yeah.
For it, man.
It's always out of context. And
Yeah.
I go, the context was there was an Asian man sitting next to me.
That's why I got in the scene with you, so
Oh,
that you
thank
feel,
you.
so there's no way to deny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I tell you the one time the nail salon really got me, and I was
Wow.
like, touche. My nail broke the next day. I feel like within 24 hours, you can go get it fixed for free, right?
Right, yeah.
So I go into the nail salon, and the woman goes, I was like, I got a broken nail. I was like, can I get the nail? She goes, yeah, we had the person who did it fix it. She goes, what did she look like? And I was
Uh-oh.
like,
That's the first question they tell us to ask the white people.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was like, she had eyes and
mask,
ears
right?
and hair. Yeah, I was
How
like,
many arms?
there was 2, and she looked between 20 and 50. And then I literally, this true story, I was like, it's all good. I'll put a Band-Aid over it.
They
And
probably
I
were
walked
like,
out.
all of our ladies are over 60. They just look under 50.
Yeah. And they go,
By the way, your nails are really nice.
thank you. I found a spot that I do
That's
good.
cool.
Good.
They're
Good.
safe
Yeah.
for now. Okay, we're about to have our first caller join on the show.
Okay.
Very excited.
I just thought that was funny because she has nice nails and she's the nail ambulance chaser. I'm like, I should have plugged something in like bolo. Now, what about a bolo chaser? Do you have lawyers that are out there? My bolo was giving me a.
You get it.
It was too tight.
It was too tight. And I started getting choked, and then.
Let's do it. I like it.
You liked it or you didn't like it?
Let's do the caller, and then we'll do a skit
I love
for your bolo.
You guys are struggling to get to this caller. This is very fun.
You know what?
Because we're having fun.
This podcast is not sponsored by Zoom, and it probably never will be. We're going to talk to you about your legal issue. You got 2 lawyers on the call, Josh and Bill, and we also have 2 comedians, Darren and Katherine. And I understand that you've had some trouble with video games. Is that a fair way to put it?
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about what your struggles with video games have been.
I mean, at first, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I seen him post on Facebook and stuff about lawsuits, and I laughed about this shit. I laughed, like,
sure.
Come on, man, it's your choice. It's your choice. Like, it ain't that serious. I've always gamed. Like, all my life as a kid, I've gamed and shit.
How old are you?
I'm 43 now.
Okay.
So, some time's passed. It was never really a problem. I always did the campaigns and stuff. But, I was in a car wreck and my wife got sick. And, we started playing the game. And man, it's just life now. It's life.
What game are you guys playing?
Call of Duty. I mean, we played Fortnite for a while there. It started out with Call of Duty and then Fortnite, and it's like, dude, it's like a thing. I mean, it takes your life, dude. I know some people might laugh about this shit, but when you're sitting home and you don't socialize with people, then you get on that game. It's like it stops you from going places, man. I know it seems funny, like. We've had vacations and shit, and like my wife's wanted to take the game system, and I'm like trying to fight. I'm like, babe, I'm trying to spend time with you. You know what I mean? But it's like you worry about your friends being on the game, finding new people and shit. Like it gets pretty sick, man. It does.
How often are you guys playing these games?
I mean, honestly, between 12 to 16 hours, I would say a day.
A day?
I mean, yeah. I'm not joking.
How do you guys live? Do you have jobs?
I mean, she's sick. She got sick, so she can't work at all. And like I was in a wreck back in the day. I had a brain injury, and I tried to get a couple jobs, but I had part-time jobs and stuff like that, man. But it keeps you like busy, you know what I mean? And it's just like as soon as you go to get off, you worry about your people finding new friends and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's just a way of life. It's just how it is.
Well, Mario,
it's not just ADHD. It's everywhere.
Mario, let me ask you a question. Are you involved with any parts of the game where you're spending money? So it may not just you bought the game or you paid the fee to download it, but you're buying stuff within the game, skins, weapon packs,
microtransactions, pay to win, stuff like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely was. And I pretty much just said hell with that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because they've raised the prices on shit. And it's just like, we spent over $200 on one game. You know what I mean? Like, and then they come out with a new one a year and then you spend the same thing again. It's like, man, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. You just can't work it. Honestly, I mean, my wife, if she wasn't sick, she wants to go back to work. But to be honest, now that she's dug into this game, I don't think it's going to be as easy as she thinks it is.
Okay, well,
she wakes up in the morning and thinks about, her friends online. You know what I mean? Like,
let's talk it out. I want to ask our guests. So, have either of you guys, like, I don't know, Darren, do you, or if you might not be a gamer, maybe your kid is or something. I don't know. I don't want to live your life for you.
No, he's. No offense, but we didn't want him getting into video games because it can become addicting. And and I go, listen, you're a little boy now, and you're gonna be. What did I do with my life? And so we got him. He naturally was drawn to music and play, and he has perfect pitch, so that helped a lot.
So he's really good at Guitar Hero.
Yeah, he played. Yeah, no, he would not. yeah, exactly. So he went behind my back. He started playing Guitar Hero. He's like, I don't need a real guitar. No, he plays bass, guitar, piano, and pretty much any other instrument. And it's like, and I love seeing him put his effort into that, into music, and writing his own songs and hearing something on the YouTube and then learning to play it and jamming with his friends, being in school bands. Like,
and Katherine, you were saying you reached the final level on Tinder, right?
Yeah. And what happened was I beat all of them.
Yeah.
I conquered all of them.
Yeah. Now you're moving over to Bumble, right?
Yes. Now we have to move on to the Bowser level. Women.
Oh, no. Final boss.
I am wondering, I don't play the games.
Sure.
Really.
Yeah.
I had to delete. I just had like a brick game on my phone.
Tetris?
Oh yeah.
No, it was called Slow Tetris. 'Cause
Okay.
There was no time.
That's cool.
Tetris as you are.
Yeah. The blocks were pretty frozen.
Kentucky
Yeah.
Tetris.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
It was an Etch-a-Sketch.
Right. But I took that off my phone, and now I'm like, oh, I can concentrate. Now I can spend more time on Instagram. But I'm wondering, though, I understand how it can be addicting, but you're calling into legal advice. Who, in layman's terms, who are you trying to blame, and in what way? If somebody you're trying to, I feel like that has a negative connotation. But I'm just saying it like that.
Well, I'll stop you right
But
there. Caller, you don't have to answer that question because you have an advocate. That's Bill right over here. Bill, explain the situation.
So let me tell you what that is. Right now, what we're seeing is a lot of lawsuits that are being filed because the video game manufacturers are actually hiring behavioral scientists and neuroscientists to make the games more addicting. So this wasn't like originally you buy an NES, you buy Mario, and maybe 2 years later Mario 2 will come out and everyone's disappointed. These are these microtransactions where they've set up the music, the visuals, the notifications, and everything to create it. And what it comes down to is a product liability. Ultimately, you have created something that is very, very addictive, and yet you have not warned people about it. Now, I will say that the older you get, especially if you kind of get past 25, the court system, as it currently stands, says that that's really your problem, right? Yeah. Like there isn't this kind of like if you're 70 years old and you decide to go start playing video games every day and you sell your house and you divorce your husband and you leave your kids, you're a problem. But when kids are doing it or young adults,
this is very similar because some people have had a very negative reaction. Like there will be people out there that say, "Hey, video games aren't the problem. These are shady lawyers. These are lawyers that are just trying to get rich and people aren't getting hurt." Right? Every case is different, but this is similar to saying all cops are good or all cops are bad.
Yeah.
There are games that are taking advantage of kids on purpose. There are games that don't care if they're addicting to kids. And there are games that are addicting to adults as well. And so some of these companies have not been regulated. They have access to very, very, very big data. They have access to financial transactions. They have access to, as Bill was saying, literally they hire scientists and they go, how can we make their attention span shorter? How can we keep them on the game longer? How can we get them to spend more money? And you're just sitting there and you're going, oh, it's free to play. And the entire thing was a trap. So just like they say, hey, if you're going to gamble, you need to know the rules.
Right.
You need to be able to know when you're gambling. When you walk into a casino, you know you're gambling.
Right.
When your kid downloads a racing game, you don't think, oh, my kid's going to go gambling today. But that's what it is.
Well, how do you regulate it though? Well, if you go, we're gonna sue, and then we want to see change, what do you go? You can't have scientists, or you have to.
we can't do science now.
Yeah.
So
or is there like a time limit, or you can't like have actual friends on it that you can communicate with, so that you don't actually make a connection and then you crave it on the outside world? It'll never happen. But like, what are the would you fight for regulations?
So I'm going to answer both questions, both the caller and what you're saying, Catherine. The some good analogies here. One, I'll say cigarettes, tobacco. Yeah. So the big issue wasn't the freedom to be able to do tobacco. It was companies that were hiding known addictive qualities and making them more addictive to sell more stuff without telling people. So it's kind of like this. It's a freedom to do what you want in this country, but you cannot knowingly hide bad things. We're trying to create a system that says if you know about a bad thing, you got to say it. It's very different than like, oh man, the first cigarette company was like, we didn't know, like original Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah.
It had cocaine in it. And then people later found out, hey, well, we don't like it as much now, but we're going to make it less addictive. So then another one is, for example, when the tobacco companies bought the processed foods in the 80s. They bought like 50% of the snack market. And then from there, the amount of addictive foods, high sodium, high sugar, lower quality, et cetera, and it made people buy those products more. And there's more lawsuits that are coming out to say, hey, you knew it was addictive. You hid it while using those same scientists to pump out studies that you put your thumb on the scale to make it seem like it was better. Now, this is an early issue, and the video games are very new. But I think, caller, what you're maybe experiencing, let me read through a few of these and see if these are things that you've experienced. Increased anxiety related to being on the game or being away from the game, irritability.
Slow down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anxiety when you don't play the game, yes or no?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I've tried to get off at times, and I've even tried to pull myself off, but it's like you can't. You go, okay, I'm gonna get off the game today. I'm gonna get on Google. Well, guess what? When you get on Google, what pops up? Call of Duty. Everything you do, it pops up somewhere else. Even when you try to get away from it, and I know what you're saying. You're old enough. You should understand. You're right. And that's what I've always thought. But I'm not going to lie to you. It just takes you. It takes you, man.
Listen, brother. Listen, Mario. And why do we name you Mario? Because it was my favorite video game.
Yeah.
And it totally wasn't because we support Luigi.
I tried to say we were going to name you Tamagotchi, but overruled.
Look here, Donkey Kong.
Yeah. But I just want you to know, I think people have done this for literally everything. I think when the lawsuits came out for tobacco, they were like, oh, just let me have my cigarette. We can't have cigarettes now? And then when the lawsuits came out for painkillers, so like originally like the opioids, like this was a big thing where there was massive lawsuits where they were like, hey, they literally said with opioids at the beginning, they were like, this isn't habit forming.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it was, and they knew that. So I think the starting point for the general public here is we want to know what's on the label. Like if you're going to consume this, like just know what the consequences are. What are the other symptoms?
Well, I'm going to give you a notable example that kind of really got people looking at this. A 17-year-old boy in Ohio, after his parents took away his video game, shot both of them and killed both of them. Oh. And the point here, and again, don't shoot your parents.
You got kids, caller?
But the point is that if it's messing with your mind, right? So when we originally looked at cigarettes, it was like, okay, I know I'm smoking, I'm gonna have a negative physical aspect, but why do I keep going back to a thing that I intellectually know is bad for me, but physically I still want to go do it? And that is the thing that we're seeing here. People who are ignoring their health, they're ignoring their professional obligations, et cetera. And the bigger, most important for liability is, are you intentionally making that way despite knowing it? So again, we're not video game lawyers. We don't do these cases, et cetera. It's important to know.
We don't. Let's do a symptom check real quick.
Okay.
So anxiety, yes. What else?
So have you or your wife neglected your professional obligations or your physical health?
Are you playing games right now, son?
Nah. I'm on here. I want to be playing a game, but I'm not.
Next symptom.
Okay. Neglect and abuse. Have you neglected your physical health or your mental health or your professional obligations in order to play more games?
Yep.
Next question.
Yes, sir.
Next question.
What about have you felt sleep deprivation as a result of playing too many games?
Yeah, like my friends will be on. You just don't want to get off. Yeah, definitely.
Have you felt like you had to spend money in order to keep your own mental health good so you could participate in the games?
Yeah, people don't want to play with you when you're not on their level. You know what I mean? So you buy things.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Are you keeping up your hygiene?
Do you ever skip a shower to game?
I mean, I keep up my hygiene, so I'm not going to say I'm
okay.
dirty,
Yeah, that's okay.
All right.
That's fair.
All right.
Yeah. So based on what we're seeing from talking to you, okay, just to give you the education here, you should contact one of the attorneys that's a specialist for this. We are in communication with them, so we'll patch you through. But it's worth looking at. And these cases are early. This is like the beginning of the tobacco one where like, we don't know. You don't know what your claim's going to be worth, but it's worth finding out. And, I wish we had a better answer for you right now. This isn't like, hey, dude, you're going to be a millionaire, or hey, dude, your claim's worth zero. But like,
maybe it'll buy a new pack.
I mean, here's the thing. We're going to send you some resources, not only some names of attorneys that have actually dealt with this issue and have experience with it, but also some resources to help with the addiction, right? Like, remember when there was early on in the gambling world, there were nothing about like gambling addiction. Like you would see ads for casinos and everything. And now a lot of states mandated it.
No. Before the gambling addiction legislation came out, they would just say, oh, that's just Dan is a loser. Like they would blame the person. There was absolutely no rules on it. And the casinos cheated too. Like, look, we're never going to take a gambling sponsor. Like it's just the thing. I have a little basketball channel and I've been offered a pretty significant amount of money for gambling sponsorships. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't like it. It's not ethical.
Yeah, it's telltale. If you're in a room and they're giving you free booze no matter what, it's obvious.
So,
you know what I mean? It's like
right, and you mentioned Instagram, so I'll give you an example.
I was gonna ask, is this is this gonna trickle into social media? Because it's
there
obviously
is
very
likely
addicting.
to be a case, and here's why. Because if you've seen some of these documentaries about social media, they're literally at the microsecond, nanosecond level, trying to make sure that you're always getting fed as much content to keep you on it.
Yeah.
And here's what they always say is like, if you aren't paying for a product, you are the product. Your attention, right? And if your attention is always on something, it's not on something else. Right.
Yeah.
And that's where the real issue is. Now, is there going to be huge damages out of that? Maybe, maybe not.
Yes.
Probably more likely that there will be some damages for people with extreme examples, but we can then try and create knowledge so that people can know, hey, holy cow, I recognize that this is a problem, as opposed to just like, well, you know, I don't know. And then you're way off a cliff and it's
I want to tell you something right here, okay? We're going to put some resources in the link. You can click on that for more info, but don't wait on a lawyer to save you, right? Like this legislation could be, or not legislation, this litigation could take years and not pay out. That is a very real thing. But your relationship with your wife, your health, what you do today is real. So like just you even talking to us right now, that's a positive first step, caller. Mario, I want you to know that like if you're at 16 hours today, you can try to go to 15 hours tomorrow. And to the person who is listening to this and going, I don't have a problem, great. You play 3 hours, that's great. But if you're listening to this and you haven't really thought about it and you're going, man, I played 8 hours. Ultimately, you're the one that has an opportunity to get better, and we're going to try to help create community around that.
I mean, there's really nothing else to say. I just wanted to see if anyone else felt like this. Like, you know, like I said, I've always laughed before about this shit. I have, you know what I mean? And if my wife wouldn't have got sick, maybe it would have been different. But I wish I would have knew it would have led as deep as it was. You're right. Because, like I said, I've always played games, but never really realized it would lead as deep as it does. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
Right.
And Mario, I'll give you the best analogy there, right? Is like how many times do people go like, man, I can't go without a cigarette, right? And then now what we've learned about cigarettes since then, right? How many people in the 20s and 30s and 40s who were doing cigarettes and you just thought, oh, it's no big deal. There was a time when it was prescribed to pregnant women. It was like, hey, this will help you.
As a diuretic?
Not, women of all types, but even specifically to pregnant women to help calm the nerves, right? Because they didn't really understand what was happening. And the big question was did the tobacco companies know, right? And so what I will tell you right now to that one of those points you just raised is there are thousands, if not tens of thousands of people who are actually suffering in the same way you are, which is why we're going to get you these resources and get you some names of attorneys who are actually dealing with this issue. And not only can you take the steps for yourself and for your wife right now, but also know that there are other people who are suffering in this way and you're not alone on it. But Mario, thank you. Please look at those resources. We really appreciate you calling in to Hardly Legal.
Thank you, Mario.
Best of luck, buddy.
Yeah, I'll be praying for you, man.
Good luck, brother. Reach out to us.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, I felt sad for him. I felt it. You know,
100%.
Yeah.
Could have told him.
No, I mean, he'll have to watch. He'll give you one more view.
Yeah, I want to be like, have you considered joining a cult? That'll change that'll keep your focus on something else. Yeah. But then, because I don't come from a gaming
What's your vice?
world.
What's your vice?
But social media is my vice, and then I go, I get it, and like,
yeah.
And I understand the addiction, like, God, just sitting here, if like I'm on a plane or something, you can't, or I'm literally in the middle of doing something, and I'll have to look at my phone just for like a second and check Instagram or something like that, and then I'll find I'm on Instagram, and I'm like, how did I even get here?
Now, how many hours a day do you think you spend on Instagram?
It'll be on your phone. You could actually check. Like,
25.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
25 hours.
Can we see how many hours you're on Instagram?
My phone's that would be
okay, good. No, we won't.
It's
It's
truly like 13 hours probably. I mean, but I'm like, sometimes I have my phone just open.
Yeah.
I'm playing Spotify or I'm on Maps, Google Maps driving. So I don't know if that number
I want to say something though. Back to the.
Go ahead.
She made a great point. I booked a voiceover thing for a video game back in whenever MySpace came out, and I wasn't into video games. I mean, as a kid, you'd play Atari or whatever, like little, but nothing really. It was all those early '80s games. Not very addicting. Just it's fun, but I'm out of quarters. All right, well, the addiction's gone. You know what I mean? I can play $5 worth of video games. But then when I booked that voiceover, I was like, wow, I'm gonna buy a console and the game that I'm in, so I can hear my, this is pretty cool. And I thought this is like being, in a sense, I thought, you get cast in a movie. I'm like, well, wow, this is opening up a whole door. I can do voiceover characters, and I bought like 5 games, and I didn't find any of them very fun. The only one I really loved was Grand Theft Auto, and that was the one where
you got some demons.
Yeah, that was the one where I was like, because and my friend goes, oh, you could go and get the cheat codes. That way you don't have to follow the game. You could just do all the crazy things. And I remember my wife left. She went out of town, and I was like, wow. I stayed up till like 5 a.m. playing it, and that's when I was like, this is kind of like I could see why people. And I will tell you,
could have told that to the caller. He was like,
I
couldn't relate. Couldn't relate.
I was like,
God, he's like, I felt like I called into my parents.
Yeah. No, but then that was around the same time that MySpace. I discovered MySpace. Somebody goes, get on there, and that was like, I was like, well, this is way better because it's like a video game, social media. You can actually make money at because I remember I started getting a following, and then. I promoted one of my improv shows and then the club was like, oh my gosh, when you put that, I don't know if you remember bulletins, they go, you were posting bulletins because back then you would put the phone number, guys want to come see me, call this number. They go, man, our phones were lighting up, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like,
how many MySpace friends did you have?
I don't know, like 40,000 or something.
Oh, I thought you could only
it was
have
a lot,
3.
but it wasn't crazy.
That's good.
It was very good. Like
He played for the pro.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't. It was very good for that low level, whatever. But then then I went through that remember when everybody jumped over to Twitter and they're like, how many followers can you get? And I never quite took off. However, TikTok, Instagram, those took off, and when I got 100,000 followers, 200,000, and then it starts you're like, oh my gosh, this is working, but then you get dinged, just like how that guy was like. I remember I put the word, and I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get you guys in trouble, but you said it earlier. It rhymes with Rogaine and propane and all that good stuff. It starts with a C. But it's a song title, also a movie title.
Clitoris?
Screw it, I'll say it. Yes, he's got it. I did. I'll just tell you.
Not anymore.
I go, I like my women like I like my, and the punchline went, and I said, white on my face, gone in 10 minutes. But I put the word and they should have played like a snowball.
I'll get that right away.
Yeah, but then it's like I can't go live for a year. I'm not on any of the Explore pages.
Yeah, they got me. They got me like 3 days ago. I reacted to a video and I put 100 men versus one gorilla, and it was a video of a very large guy fighting like 7 women and one guy, and he was winning easily. And my point of making the video was the gorilla's going to win.
How'd you get dinged? What'd you do though? That's so wrong.
So several people thought that there was some racial undertone to what I was saying. There's nothing. The video, I appealed it and it actually got put back up.
That's good.
My entire point was about
nothing.
Yeah, I appealed it immediately because I had to, because they were like, hey, strike, like you're a racist, whatever. And I was like, come on, Instagram, I'm a comedian. I can't be racist. But no, I did appeal it. And the whole thing was about size. And my point was a average woman to a man. There's a size difference.
It's the same proportion of the average man
to
a gorilla.
No,
10.
No, it's way closer.
Oh, really?
Way closer.
Really?
A man to a gorilla?
A woman has a way better shot of beating a man in a
fight. That's what I'm saying. A man to a gorilla is 10 times bigger.
And then it scales. It's exponential because it's like you see this in boxing a lot.
Yeah.
So like at the heavyweight level of boxing, these guys are like 230 plus pounds, and they knock each other out all the time. Like first round knockouts happen all the time in heavyweight boxing. But then you get down to the featherweight and like the bantamweight, like these tinier guys, they're still really good shape. They still hit hard, but there's just not the same amount of power behind it. And they almost never knock each other out. It goes the distance. It becomes more of a cardio game. So my point in the men versus gorilla is like, there's not a man with knockout power. Like the neck of that gorilla is like a thigh of a person. So that was the whole point I was
really
making.
thought about this.
Dude, okay, what?
Like, did you want us to send this clip?
I've ruined this clip, the integrity of the clip now. Hold on.
But I will say though,
the
addiction thing though, right? Like I don't know if you, it's like with the
I like that Darren is on top of it.
Hold on. Yeah. 100 men or the gorilla.
I'm gonna go with I like my women like I like my gorillas chasing that banana. No, it's a gorilla. Come on, what's the point,
Okay.
100 men.
Okay.
You think the gorilla?
Oh yeah. 100 men or the gorilla?
Unfortunately, I believe in 100 men.
Yeah!
And not from brute strength. I think then the mental aspect will come in, and they will create some sort of contraption to catch the gorilla.
Ooh, I like it.
What if there's no tools? Because tools is a big part of it.
We'll create tools. Are we in a jungle?
Yeah, probably.
So there's tools around. There's There's trees, there's bark, there's branches, there's twigs, and everything else. I think that's why we are above.
Can I tell you, my mind's already thinking. I know how they're going to beat the gorilla. But I'm not saying I'm going to be one of the 100 guys.
Yeah.
It's going to involve choking. It's going to involve somehow stopping the airways. Because I looked this up, not the gorilla, but dogs. I said, what if I had to fight a dog? Like I was out in the middle of nowhere and there was these 2 dogs, and I felt pretty brave, you know. And I also had a stick with me. And then I looked it up later, and they were like, yeah, you got to remain calm. And they basically said at the end of it, you know, you got to somehow stop the airway so the dog is like, you know, he can't breathe. He's going to let go of you if he bites down. So I think it would involve choking somehow with the gorilla, I think. Okay. Maybe 30 guys choke him. I don't know.
Just go for the eyes. Take a stick, stab it in the eyes. Are you going to lose 30 men trying it? Yes.
Yeah.
But once he's in the eyes, where's he going to do?
I'm so firm. I couldn't
Dig a pit.
I could not be more team gorilla. I just really
I think the gorilla's going to always win.
100 men, 1 gorilla.
I'm not saying that there isn't 100 men that... Like, there are 100 men that are alive. Like, if you picked, like, the top
don't you
man
think
in
once
the
he
whole
swats
world,
them away and stuff, the other guys are going to start getting kind of scared?
Yeah. 100 random guys and, like, 20 are on Reddit.
5'7", 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Average male IQ.
No.
Like,
100. That's 100. Did you really just Google that?
It
It's
depends
7.
on the state. Yeah, it depends on the state.
Yeah, that's true.
If we're in Washington State, the men will win.
Yeah.
If we are in
Vermont or New Hampshire.
Yeah, Vermont. No,
Yeah.
Okay,
They're
so
kind of woodsy out there.
Yeah, that's true.
States with the highest and lowest IQ. Highest IQ for is Massachusetts.
That's the highest.
And the
Israel's gonna be the
lowest.
highest
IQ.
Ooh, I want you to guess. The state with the lowest average
Mississippi.
IQ.
Alabama.
Mississippi.
Third lowest.
Louisiana.
Alabama.
Second lowest.
Alabama.
California.
Oh, wow.
Average lowest.
a lot of people.
90.
No, that's because no one's sober. Everyone's a little high.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
they took it. Yeah, that's not fair. That's not fair. Okay. Man, I like that. I like that a lot. I completely lost my train of thought.
This is a great podcast, by the way.
Thank
Is
you
it?
guys.
Yeah, I really,
we appreciate it.
It's pretty entertaining, right?
Yeah, and I just want to say I feel like I've grown as a person because I did want to make jokes at that man, and then I genuinely was like, hold back.
Did you kind of change your position a little?
Yeah, I did. I
yeah.
still wanted to be like, have you considered a bike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But here's the problem with those kinds of addiction issues is like there is a place for personal responsibility for most of it, right? And you just want to be like, bro, touch grass, man.
Yeah.
Like, go the fuck outside. Like, unplug the thing.
Yeah.
Delete the app. Smash the console.
I think there's a great example. Mean Girls. Have you seen the movie Mean Girls?
Yes.
Why'd you point at her?
Yeah, you before the podcast started, you were explaining this podcast, and you go, "Have you seen Legally Blonde?" And I was like, "That."
He didn't say that to me.
That is, I know.
Well, you were watching it when you came in.
Yeah.
It's
like,
research.
No,
I
he
walked
bent
in-
down to me and he said, "Have you seen Legally Blonde?"
And he told me, "Have you seen Legally Bald?"
Yeah.
Why do you sound like a nail girl?
I loved what you did in American History X. It was incredible.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah,
Thank you. I
so
appreciate
much.
that.
Yeah.
They pull a prank on one of the girls, and they swap out like the low calorie with the high calorie thing, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing. It's like you want to know what's in what you're doing. Because
Yeah.
if you blame the girl who doesn't know she's drinking the high calorie thing, it's like, why don't you just exercise and eat better? It's like, I'm trying. I think this is healthy. I think this is healthy. And it's like, while we're just, trashing people that are never going to sponsor us, like, fuck Gatorade, honestly. Like, it's not healthy. Like, to the point
Sugar.
where, like, so much sugar. And pro athletes know this. I want to shout out to Kawhi Leonard for being a real one. He was being interviewed in a game a couple weeks ago, and they had the Gatorade on the table, and he took it off before doing the interview, and he said, kids shouldn't be drinking this.
Kids don't need to be drinking. They ain't coffee. Alkaline, my guy. Lime juice, hot water.
And just put
Oh,
it down.
smart.
Wow.
Kawhi Leonard, you are hardly legal. We like that. We respect it. Okay. All right.
Nice.
Back on
So,
format.
do we have any more fun little games that we wanted to play here with these
We do.
special guests?
We do.
Emphasis on special.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Take
know
that
what?
how
Yeah,
you
because
will.
don't they pour the Gatorade on top of their...
Anything that'll get me as a DI hire.
Done.
do it.
Done.
Are we doing
We're
that
in.
still? I thought we can't. Did you guys still on?
That's why we hired you.
Is it?
And
The weird
Darren.
thing about my demographic is I can fit both.
Yes.
Yeah, you
I
just
can-
claim you're bisexual and date men, and then you're safe. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
that's
be a standard Hollywood, old Hollywood
Yeah.
hire, or I
Yeah.
can be DEI, depending on what I claim the day.
So we are going to do a little bit of role play. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Do we have your consent for
Let's
the
do
role
it.
play?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have your consent
Yeah,
for the
you have
role
my
play?
consent.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, I'm in the
I love,
exit row.
I love that. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play a little bit of we are lawyers, and we don't just play them on this podcast, but we're going to have you guys pretend to be lawyers. How does that sound? Does that sound fun?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're doing it either way. I already got the consent first.
Okay, good,
So,
good.
I
don't know
the
Legal
legal-
advice: ask what you're doing before you consent. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do here is you're going to be a public defender.
I'm a defender. Oh, see, I
Yeah.
already would. Okay, go ahead. Okay, what? Okay, yes.
Okay. But I don't
Yeah.
think that's hard enough. I don't think it's hard
Damn
enough.
it.
I think you're too talented at improv, and I think you're just
Okay.
going to be too good.
All right.
So you're going to be if the rapper Snoop Dogg, you have to do an impersonation of Snoop Dogg being a public defender. Does that sound hard? We're making it harder.
Oh my gosh. So I have to be Snoop Dogg as a public defender?
Yeah. And what I want you to do is I
Yeah.
want you to defend. Oh man, we got to pick something that's really crazy here. How about
Yeah.
two cousins that are being accused of having a kid together?
They got married and they had a kid together.
Two cousins. They're related. They're cousins.
What's the problem?
Hold on, we're not. And so Darren, you're the public defender. They're being
Okay.
charged with being cousins with a kid, and you're Snoop Dogg, and you're the public defender.
Can I start?
Yeah.
All right. I'll try. Bow wow, yeah, what's cracking the way? It's the Double G, the big Snoop Dogg. Yo, y'all accusing them being kissing cousins, and I'm like, oh no, you straight tripping, biatch.
That's good. I agree.
Okay. So you're going to be the prosecutor, and you're going to make the argument for why it's incredibly wrong for cousins to maybe they're from Kentucky. What do you think?
Yeah,
Where-
yeah,
let's
yeah.
put it-
Let's
okay,
go.
so these are going to
Alright,
be cousins from Kentucky. They are related, and you're gonna
They get married and they have a kid, and you have to make the argument for why it was wrong.
Why was that a bad thing? Yeah. End scene.
What if I don't see it as a bad? Okay. All right.
These are random. These are improv. We didn't do any research.
We put it in a
I
random
want-
generator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Guys.
she a freak in the sheets.
This isn't good for society.
Yeah.
For two beautifully, genetically perfect cousins from Kentucky to make a kid, because obviously that kid is going to come out ultra omega perfect.
Yeah.
And the rest of society can't keep up with that kid. So we have to, when we have two perfect, beautiful cousins from Kentucky, we have to dilute that with an ugly person from Tennessee.
Yeah.
So that the offspring isn't so omega perfect.
I love that you're so white.
Alpha and omega perfect.
I love
that
that you're
no one else can compete.
I love that you're so white that you thought diversity was just another white person from Tennessee.
What is the most different kind of person we could find to marry this person from Kentucky and they're from Tennessee?
Wow, wow, that
And I
family
rest
tree.
my case.
That
All right.
family tree was a straight up.
we
blunt.
do have one more caller we're going to get
Yeah.
to really quick. I think they're in the
Wait,
waiting
who
room.
won that case?
Oh,
I think we've.
tie. It's a tie, so you have to kiss your
There's
cousin.
a tie.
Come on, let's bring out our cousin.
Okay, so I don't think Darren knows
Yes.
why that was randomly generated.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's because it actually is a problem. Like when the cousins marry and they have kids, it actually creates the most perfect human being ever.
Well, no,
like
hold on,
literally
Catherine.
the
Did
most
you-
best
did you
podcast
relate to
guest
this
ever.
example at all?
Yes.
Did you
Yes.
relate to it?
Yes, I relate to it.
Relatable. That's fine.
Yes, my X and Y chromosomes relate to it.
Yeah. Talk. You want to talk about it, or we can just go to the caller? It's up to you.
I just, listen, 23andMe, those test results, sometimes you can get surprising test results, and it's not just your racial background that
Yeah.
can be surprising.
Right.
Sometimes-
Sometimes it's a family tree, and sometimes it's a circle
Family
of life.
reef.
Vine,
Yeah.
just like a single vine.
Yeah.
Family wreath. It's a Okay.
That's what I'll say about that. And then you can go to my Instagram and check out some of my clips to learn more. It's Katherine Blanford.
Nice.
There's always Easter eggs in the
I don't
banana
trust that
stand.
either, right? I mean, you guys are lawyers. Just how that was addicting, we didn't know. What about like swabs and sending in samples? Aren't they just collecting data on
Oh,
human
big
beings?
lawsuits.
bro.
Right?
What she said that could open a Pandora's box. Like, oh, it turns out your uncle was a murderer, and
So have you
whatever.
literally the California Attorney General this week just released a statement about the dangers because 23andMe is going bankrupt, and now that means that inside of a bankruptcy you buy the assets, right? They go, we're going to sell the things that we have in order to pay our creditors. Well, when your asset is the DNA of tens of millions of people like 23andMe, it's a big, big, big problem. I actually 2 weeks ago, because I had done it, My wife and I did it when our kid was born. Like, it was great. We thought, no big deal. I went on there to download my data and delete it. And highly recommend that you do it.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm sure someone has it somewhere.
But at least you have peace of mind.
But I
like,
want 10 million people ahead of me
Yeah.
in the line who didn't delete it, and I want to be behind that one.
Why
and
does-
hopefully at that part I'm dead.
Why does it matter if they have it? What are they gonna do with it?
Wow, it's Black Mirror. Have you seen Black Mirror? Do you have a Netflix subscription? Does an ex have a Netflix?
Yeah, but what are they gonna? Are they gonna clone you?
I'm gonna do bad things.
You say that you give a couple examples. I'll give a couple examples.
Okay. Insurance companies using the information to figure out who has really bad family history and then just not letting you get health insurance because your grandma had Alzheimer's. That's pretty bad. You want to do one, Bill?
That was going to be the biggest one.
I got like 50 more.
Yeah.
They can do that.
Yeah.
They
With
can.
that data. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's untraceable. And then they're like, why did I get denied? And it's like, you don't know.
So right now, Californians are having a hard time getting insurance for their homes because some places are more prone to fires or not.
Right.
And then as a blanket, they're like, okay, well, we're just going to raise the prices on people and then everyone will share the risk. Instead, they're going, okay, fire, no insurance, period. Good luck, we're not going to do it. Now, imagine that's a person who may have a distant relative who had a chance of having cancer. Are you going to have cancer? Maybe, maybe not. It's a chance. It's a genetic lottery, right? But rather than take the chance, all the insurance companies go, United Healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, they just go, nope, you're not in the system anymore. Or employers, right? So there's an example of employers who go, well, your genetics are actually prone to be someone who is more likely to slack off, have less attention,
What?
etc.
How do they know that?
Right? Well,
Because they see the genetics.
right now, the highest bidder can go to 23andMe and buy the data.
Yeah. So now you have an employer that runs a test on that, and they go, "Oh, I see you're genetically prone to, being lazy, or you're genetically prone to being fat or bald." I looked at her when I said
That's a
bald.
good thing, though, if you're bald.
Yeah, it's great. It's
But
amazing.
employers see the health issue is the same thing. Employers, if you have one person with claims, it'll generally raise the cost of health insurance for everyone at the company.
Yeah.
So companies will then go, oh, well, we're going to run a genetic test on everybody who's coming in the door, and the people who might have a higher chance between two other equal candidates, the one who's got a higher risk of costs, out the door.
I'm Italian and a little Arab, so I'm basically black to you. But an employer could use.
I can't even see you.
Yeah, I know. An employer could use the information from a 23andMe, and they could see what type of white you are, or if there's ancestry they don't like. So maybe they have a stance on like the Middle East, and like they go in one direction, and like, oh, I see you have an ancestry there, so I'm not going to do business with you. I'm not going to work with you. It's just deeply personal information.
So right now it's all volunteer. Like you volunteer to do it. But
People are sending it in.
But maybe in the future they're like, you know what, this is a good
Really?
idea. So you guys, you have to do it. Otherwise you can't
the
drive or you can't get
agreements
on a plane.
are
or-
very, very, very strong. But
Yeah.
the agreements don't matter when you're in bankruptcy because now the court can decide to sell
Yeah.
the assets.
So is the government trying to stop this?
So the California
Always
Attorney
a day
General
late.
is working on it, but it's a little day late. There's unquestionably going to be some legislation that will come out about locking down the ability to sell that kind of data.
I used to be in the tech space, and so I had a lot of friends that were really smart, and they were techies. That's where the KPI comes from. And you guys ever heard of Ashley Madison? It's more of a question
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, it wasn't like people.
I had a podcast called Cheating.
Sponsored by Ashley Madison.
No, I meant more as a user, not a listener.
Okay,
But
okay.
no, he's like, never heard of it.
I never
No,
met
I
any of
actually-
those. No, I haven't met Ashley or Madison, I swear.
But there was a huge data breach, and the whole set of information became public. The
well,
messages, who was logged in.
What I was
everything.
going to say, because I was in tech, the story came out that it was but like a month before the story came out, my buddy who's like he's on the dark web and stuff. He's like, yo, I just bought everyone that was on Ashley Madison for $300 on the dark web. He's like, this is fun. He was just looking up people on LinkedIn and Facebook. I was like, oh man, I never used it, but I was like, that's really that's. Wow. And then like a month later, the news broke. But like, so that's how 23andMe is. There's so many people that have that information at this point. Like,
Already?
Let's set the DNA aside. Let's say someone was able to buy your DMs.
oh, she's so scared.
Those eyes got so wide. But yeah, like I always go because like I'm 41, so like there was a period of time like in high school where like there was a little bit on Facebook or social media, but not much, right? And I talk with my buddies who are in their 40s, and they're like, "Man, I'm so glad like to imagine the photos that would have been on there, right?" But like now today, it's like, oh, instead of just your public profile, it's every message you ever sent, right? It's every picture you ever sent to someone else. It's all that data in the behind that becomes a problem. So that's a little bit of the concern, not trying to freak you out. And with that, are we going to our next caller?
So we've given you the fake name of Annie. That is a fake name, but you are a real person. and you're having, as I understand it, we've been talking about 23andMe. By the way, I'll put some information about those lawsuits. Go ahead and click it if you want to learn more. You're having some family problems. I'm sad to hear. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start. Let's tell us what's going on. Okay.
So my grandmother passed a little over a year ago.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. It was really rough. I was no contact with her daughter, my mother, for years prior. But when Granny passed, I went ahead and, we have to plan a memorial service. We have all these things to do. So I broke my preference of no contact. I was like, listen, fine, don't touch me. If you pull anything manipulative or abusive, I'm out.
Yeah.
But for Granny's sake, like, she's in the ICU. We need to figure out what's going on. Okay, we need to pull the plug. Okay, I'm coming back, because I was living out of state. Okay, I'm coming back for this, that, and the other thing. After the memorial service, my mother claimed she needed to go to the psychiatric hospital. So she goes to the hospital, her foster daughter. Now we're both adults, but her foster daughter was living with her. And she asked me, stay a little longer while mom's in the hospital. Help me go through all of Granny's stuff, this, that, and the other. So we put basically everything of Granny's in storage. I was told there was supposed to be about $4,000 left over from her estate that we would split. And I was like, listen, that's fine, whatever. We probably don't have the money to bury her. How do you feel about having her cremated and sending her ashes off to the living urn, to have her turned into a specific type of tree and put on family land, on her favorite brother's land who had just passed? The cousin who was his kid has agreed to that. She's been trying to go in between birth mother and I to coordinate this because we're, again, no contact. I would have broken the no contact to arrange the ash situation. However,
I have a question. So you keep saying no contact. Was that a court order or was that just like a personal choice?
At this point, a personal choice. There was a history.
Had the cops been called previously?
No. So she did some abusive stuff while she was living with me.
And this was
told her she had to move out.
This was your mother.
Yes.
Okay. So it was a very difficult, very tumultuous relationship. So
yeah.
So did your mother get cremated, or your grandmother? Your grandmother? I'm sorry.
She did get cremated. My mother has her ashes. She was supposed to have been planted early April of this year, and my cousin's heard nothing about it. She's reached out, no word. I get the feeling, based on past experience, that my mother is going to hold on to Granny's ashes until I break down and reach out.
Okay. Whenever we talk to a caller, especially with something as complex and personal as this, we want to go like, what is it you want? What is the dream scenario for you to help you feel like you have resolution here?
I want Granny's ashes and I want to turn them into a tree. Like, I want to do what we agreed to do with Granny. Like, the money is not a big deal, even though it is a thorn in my side.
Sure.
Having no absence, anything I couldn't fit in my suitcase to take home with me of hers has been rough.
Okay. Bill,
but I want Granny at rest.
Bill, can you walk us through it's tough. It's tough to get ashes like this. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll kind of give you the framework, and that might help to give us some more facts to solve what might be the options here. So typically in most states, ashes themselves they can be possessed, they can't be owned, and they go with the person who has the medical power of attorney. So whoever was that person at the time of death is usually the person that can then make the decisions afterwards. If there is not that kind of person, then it will typically go to the executor of the estate, which is named in a will. If there's not an executor, was your mother the executor?
Well, they quote unquote couldn't find Granny's will.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what would happen then is it goes into state. So has there been a probate or a judge decided who's the next of kin and has any of that process been done yet?
Not to my knowledge, but mother was power of attorney.
Okay. So if there isn't an executor, then it would fall to the next of kin, and probably if your grandmother didn't have a spouse, then it would also go to the mother. So of the three possibilities, it sounds like it's gone to your mother who has the rights, which as a default position would mean she has the ability to do it. And as to the wishes themselves of the deceased, every state in the United States says that's just a request. It's not binding.
I'll tell you what, caller. We are running out of time on this. I'll cut to the end. So unfortunately, legally, there isn't like a loophole or a good thing that we can do here. But that doesn't mean there aren't options. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up with you, and I will try, because I know you're in no contact with your biological mother, I'll try to reach out to her and see if we can't make some type of arrangement that would allow you to get your grandmother's ashes where you want them to end up. And we'll see if a soft word can't get something done. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you for calling. I'm sorry we didn't have a better answer for you.
No, it's all right. Thanks for your help.
Oh, I was just curious, what kind of, are you still there, caller? What kind of tree did you want to put your grandma's ashes in?
Concord peach tree.
Nice. We had an apple tree, and that's where we had the best Granny Smith apples from.
Too soon, man. God, it's only been a year.
I know,
I
man.
sat on. Okay, the comedian made a joke and it was very funny. And it hurt my feelings because I sat on one because
oh shit,
you were talking about possession of the urn earlier, and there's a famous legal case that basically says that possession is 9/10 of the law.
Yeah,
and it's called Pearson versus Post Mortem.
Oh, God.
I sat on that. I sat on that out of respect.
Okay, hold on.
I sat on that.
I was going to sit on one piece of legal thought, so let's end this on at least more legal, less hardly.
Can I do one more joke? Or should I do
it? Do your joke, and then I'm going to give the last legal point, and then we're going to let the caller go.
I like my women like I like my
review on the show.
I like my women like I like my grandma, ashy. Okay.
Oh, wow.
That is so wrong. When she, I want you to know that
she's laughing. Hey, she's laughing.
Right.
I want you to know that I sat on when she said she was going to turn her grandma into a peach tree.
Oh, yeah?
I was going to say, is that so the neighborhood can continue to eat out your grandma?
We gotta let the caller
I sat on it. I didn't say it.
She said peach tree. I was like, you're going to have to eat my peach.
Okay, I love the caller. All right, so
she likes peach fudge. She's a grandma.
I like my women like I like my mom. No contact. Wait. What?
That's valid, unless you're a straight man.
All right, the last legal point. When you talk to Josh about this afterwards, talk about whatever kind of agreement you had, because even if there was an oral agreement about what to do, that might be a little bit of leverage to help enforce it. Yeah. Because if you did agree afterwards, that could have some legal import. And with that, more jokes.
Over text as well.
Okay, great. That's helpful.
Right. Put the evidence that you have together, like screenshots, and just send it to the contact info that we have that we're talking through, and I'll follow up with you. Because look, hey, we're still gonna try. We're making things up. It's improv.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for calling Hardly Legal.
Thanks for having me. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. If you want to talk to us, reach out to us at hardlylegal.com. We have a good time. We also try to get people some results. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for our guest.
Thanks all for being here.
Thank you.
Give me a call if you've been wronged from a nail salon.
Yeah.
And I won't help you at all.
Unless it's my family's nail salon, and then it was her fault.
I like my women like I like my agreements. Oral.
Every comment is like, does he just carry the flashlight with him all the time?
Yeah, we're all a little bit more blind after this episode.
Thank you. It's been this is honestly, this is a great episode. I feel like I'm on it, but also listening to it.
Hell yeah.
This is great. Thank you for having us.
I'm going to go delete my DNA now.
Yes, do it. Do it.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean I'm burning my fingerprints off.
Yes. Nice. Bleach and saw them off all together. Yes. Okay.
Guys, thank you so much.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to be here for you when you need that cheap date.